Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Rogue Invitational here at the Tailgate Show. We're going to have an absolute blast. I'm Pat Sherwood. Event number 4 is about to kick off for the Strongman. It is a max rep log lift. We'll get into the details here in a second, but I am joined at the desk by 6-time world's strongest man and former elephant bar deadlift world record holder Jerry Pritchett, and 0-time strongman competitor Heber Cannon, and 0-time strongman competitor Marsden Soares.
So we're
pretty young.
And holder of, and between the three of us, we also have no deadlift records. But yeah, we're gonna have an absolute blast here from the Buttery Bros. We're gonna have a great time. We're gonna see some incredibly strong human beings lift some weight. And this event, if you're unfamiliar with it, 360 pounds is the weight of the implement. The athletes will have 90 seconds to get it from there on the mat to locked out overhead as many times as possible. And Jerry, this was moved inside just because, you know, the weather here in Texas has been a little finicky and it's not raining at the moment, but just so there'd be no delays, we're good to go, we're covered.
Yeah, just because we've had so much rain here this weekend. Like yesterday with the Iron Bull sled pull, they moved it in the concourse here under cover, and yesterday was a good thing they did because halfway through it started raining.
Absolutely.
And the way the clouds look now, it could happen again. With a few changes because of the weather. This was originally supposed to be a single finger into the log press, and then they were going to have a Paulins wheel axle later. So this is trimmed down, Paulins wheels out, fingers are out. This is going to be just log press for reps, 90 seconds, 360 pounds. So
how much do those changes affect how the athletes are like approaching the workouts?
You just have to adjust. You kind of going to strongman, you kind of have to know that this stuff can happen, especially when there's outside show, weather comes into play. And you train everything, so you kind of should be ready for anything.
Some energy and push where you need to. But from here on out, it's going to be working as hard as I can. If I can pick up maximum points on the log, that's going to put me in a really good place for loading race. But these are 2 of my best events now, so we should be into a strong finish, but you can never count your chickens before they hatch.
And what are your expectations for this next event? Do you have a number in mind, or will you game it a bit?
Well, since I go last, I'll be able to see what everyone else does. I think 8 would be a really good result here. I think 5 probably gets you in the top 3. If I'm in the top 3, I go into the last event with a lead. But I'd love to build my lead. It's at 4 right now. If that was 5 or 6, I'd be really comfortable going into the finish. So I'll try and do 1 more than the next guy. One thing to look out for is that if the log is in your lap, then you're allowed to complete the rep, something that I haven't heard anyone talking about. So look for me to use that to my advantage as well.
All right, well, we'll see you out here shortly. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
The lead here, lead into the 4th event. Marsden, what's the most weight you've had locked out overhead?
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, it's
doesn't have to be a log, it could be anything.
Yeah, I would say it's just under 300 pounds, And this, what is this, weight, 360 I just saw?
360 odd object,
so
yeah.
Just shy of that, maybe?
I'd say you should be out there, my friend.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be good to be a deadlift with this.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think a deadlift for 90 seconds with the reps.
Yeah.
I'd be happy with 8.
What about you, Pat?
Oh, overhead is not, my friend. An empty barbell's challenging. This would be this would be science fiction. Even getting off the ground would be an accomplishment. Now, Jerry, a lot of people might be familiar more with just the classic style clean and jerk to get something overhead. But what are we seeing here, and what's the thought process behind kind of lapping it and rolling it?
Yeah, well, half the battle with a log is getting it to the chest, get that rack position. So you'll see how he kind of laps it first, and Max is pretty fast on the clean, where some guys might sit a little longer, where they get a high in their stomach before they engage the hips to come up into the rack position. Where you watch Max, he'll kind of barely dip down and then just tugs it. His arms are so strong, he'll just almost curl it up pretty quick.
Allow me to ask an ignorant question. When you've got 360 pounds, okay, it's lapped there, you're bent over, but I assume you're resting it on your legs as much as you can. But is it just sucking energy out of your body, or can you pause there for a second without too much, adverse effect?
In the lap, you can pause a little bit, more so than you can on your chest, because it's time under tension. Max is putting up a great number here, 7 reps. I think that's where guys are going to need to be. I think it'll be 8 to 10 to win it.
So I was in the back before this, and this was 90 minutes ago. These guys were sweating and hitting the log with some weights, not this much weight. Is that common to be warmed up 90 minutes before a workout?
Yeah, to really get warmed up properly, yeah, you're at least an hour and a half out to kind of start slowly, warming up, because you're going for maximum performance here, so everything's got to be firing. So it's not something you can just quickly get ready and go out and do. You
I
got to
need
get
about
like,
7.
7 minutes?
Yeah, I can be warm in 7.
Especially if it's a 360-pound log. I would think for this event, Jerry, where some of the things are unique, Rogue built on site, there's no way you're going to have one of these in your gym. I would assume just about every strongman is having some implement like this worked into their training.
Yeah, that's why things like log press have went up so much over the last several years, because everybody has a log to train with. Even if you don't have maybe a Slater Rogue wood log, you've got at least a metal log like the one you see over here in the store. You at least have something to train on. Where now you go back 30 years and World's Strongest Man, nobody had a log to touch. They maybe take some dumbbells and train that way with a neutral grip, where nowadays everybody has the implements to train with. So that's why the numbers have went up. Everybody's so competitive, where you're going to see guys be tying on reps here.
All right, let's go, Luke.
Now Luke, he's known for his log press.
Is he? This guy, he's Scottish too, so he sounds meaner.
Yeah, the Highland Oak is his nickname.
Stones.
And this is lightweight for Luke.
Oh, really?
He's a 450 plus log presser.
Wow.
So this is,
So you think he got 10 in him there?
very possibly. If you use the clock to, you just got to watch the clock. I mean, 90 seconds is a lot of time for, normally we only get 60, but to get up those numbers, he's still got to be moving pretty fast. Because you watched Max, he was moving pretty fast and it was 7, ran out of time.
So is it athlete dependent? Because some of the other strongmen we've had on the desk before, you've exactly said that the 90 seconds is a long time to work for a heavy load. So does it depend on the athlete? Like, oh man, I'd rather have you give me 60, and some athletes like, oh, 90? I can use my stamina to my advantage.
Exactly, yeah. Some athletes are going to hate it and some, will love it. Now, this is different. Like yesterday we were talking about deadlift, where you're only going to get so many reps, kind of use the clock to your advantage, take your time. Where this is all repable weight for these guys, so they're going to have to move fast to get as many reps as they can, because this is going to be a fight on, who wins this.
It didn't even look like he set his back on that last one.
As he basically
look at that.
falling it back down. As soon as it hits the pads, he's grabbing it right again, going in the lap. And you can see how easy that press is for
We're
Luke.
at 5 and 37 seconds in.
Yeah, I think he's got 10.
And Luke, he needs the points here. The first 2 events weren't his greatest, so the event that is a strong one for him, he's got to get the points here.
Because you're going in reverse order here.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Let's go. Come on.
So,
Press. So easy for him. He can strict press if he wanted to.
All right, we got 20 seconds.
He's got 2 more in him at least. Come on.
Yep. Now is where cardio starts coming into play.
Got it.
Right, you start getting winded. Because
Now-
normally, a lot of things we do is heavy, so we're into 2, 3 to 5 rep range.
Okay, so he's just got to get it to his lap, and he'll be good to go.
Then he's got time,
He's got
yes.
9. Oh.
Okay.
Broke our hearts, but that's awesome.
Yeah,
So
see, that's where Hooper was saying, and when you watch the difference on Hooper knowing that rule and using it, Hooper would get it in his lap and take the time just to sit there and take some air and then go, because he knows he's got the clock on his side by that point.
So Heber and Mars, you guys have had a look into the strongman world by getting to know Martin Leitz. This is one of the best on the planet, period.
Gentle giant.
What's been cracking that door open and stepping into that world? What have you learned about Martins? What have you learned about strongman in general?
I learned how to do, what do they call, what's the event? The bag toss
Bag
over
toss?
the back?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he came down, we all dressed as elves, and we dressed him up as Santa Claus.
This is a Christmas episode.
It was a Christmas
Amazing.
episode that we did, and he taught us how to do that, and it was like incredible to see how powerful he is, because it's all about technique on that event. And so he kind of like showed us the ropes on that, and that was a really cool thing. And then Heber's even got to go down to his gym in, where is that? In Southern California.
Southern California.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
so we've been to his gym, and we trained with Thor in Iceland. And for us, it's fascinating because there's so much strength, but on top of that, so much technique for just the little things. Like the back toss specifically, like it's not that heavy, and the bigger people that we had with us weren't picking it up, and so they struggled getting the sandbag over the
Interesting.
height. But when it came to, with a little bit of coaching, they were able to do that. But
Yeah.
But he still has like a web redemption because there was this 225-pound stone that
I
he
didn't
was
want to bring this up.
trying to
You brought
put
it
over
up.
this obstacle, and he just couldn't do
stone.
it.
Dude, my man card was revoked. I tried for about
That's
probably
a good
eight
stone.
or 9 attempts. It was not.
Jerry, I got a question for you. You know, they mentioned technique, and so me as a novice watching this sport, right? When I
Yeah.
see some of the biggest loads in the world get put overhead, it's not with generally what I see here. Like once you get it to the front rack, it's not going to be with a strict press or a push press. It's going to be a split jerk or a push jerk. But I see very few strongmen dip back under the bar in like a jerk motion to stand it up. Is that just not in the repertoire, or why not?
Yeah, most nowadays you'll just see just a little push press and kick of the legs. There's been a few years back, Mikhail Koklayev from Russia, he was an ex-weightlifter, so he was very good.
Gotcha.
So he's probably one of the last ones you saw do big weight with a split. Rob Kearney did it for a little while. He was very successful, but even then when Rob started getting up in the higher numbers, the log is so cumbersome. It's hard to do that split jerk.
Gotcha.
Because if your elbows dip or your wrists dip at all, the log goes forward, you're not getting it because it's got to go back up overhead.
So the strict press or the push press is your friend.
Yeah. I didn't want to say it when you were talking about stones, and he missed a 220 stone.
Yeah, don't bring anybody.
I've got a 12-year-old that loaded a 250 stone. Yes. Sorry, man. Sorry.
My man card.
Sorry.
It's gone.
You got a 12-year-old
Yeah.
that did that?
12-year-old was second at America's Strongest Team back in the summer.
Holy
And
My bar was higher, I
he did a
promise.
stone series, and they finished with a 250 stone.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. I got to tell my boys to bump their game up.
Yeah, right?
Wow.
But he's been born into this stuff, so he has a little bit
He tried
of
to let you off the hook there, Heber. He's been born into it.
He's got a little bit of a head start. He's been deadlifting since he was 18 months old. So.
Wow.
Oh wow,
He held on to it.
That was a quick
So,
reset.
so
That's touch and
this
go.
guy in the back, in between sets, was sitting down, smashing sugar, and had a personalized fan blowing on himself from Home Depot.
And with 370 pounds, you run a little hot.
Right.
Yeah.
He has got a quick reset.
Now he's got a good following that down with the handles and not letting it have time to really bounce around too much. I didn't even like see him like push it into the mat. Now we can come right back in the lap, kind of get a bounce.
Oh
out
yeah,
of
you
it.
get a little bounce out of the mat, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Just still with a strict press.
strict
So
press.
strong. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Let's go.
We'll see it. Another one. Get in the lap.
Right, just got to get it off the ground, right?
Got to get in the
Just
lap.
in the lap.
The time's on his side.
Eyes on the side. It's got a lap. Oh, it's going up.
There we go.
Wow.
You got
He's got more
for
time.
it?
Get in the lap.
Is that it?
Get in the lap. He's gassed.
I don't see a clock, so.
Solid score.
This is going to be tight. Now we got two guys at 8.
Was that it? That was the time there? He had that much time left, huh?
Yeah.
I think it all caught up with him.
Yeah,
he
dude.
just it all hit.
Again, that 90 seconds is a long time.
That strongman, we're big bodies. You start running out of oxygen pretty fast. You know,
yeah.
It is.
I
You know,
believe
it's
it.
big. You're almost 400 pounds.
Right.
Man.
Now, how often in developing your overhead strength do you work in, you know, to me, what would be an odd object, but not an odd object for a strongman? Are you often pressing with just the barbell just as regularly as this, or are you going to work this in just as frequently?
Yeah, I do at least once a week a strongman type press.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah. Where I do regular bodybuilding type stuff, powerlifting, you know, during the week. Then on strongman day, event day, on Saturday, you would hit an axle, a log, dumbbell, something.
Refrigerator.
Refrigerator.
Whatever you
something
got.
Strongman
Something
related.
heavy.
Something strongman related, yeah.
That's a glorious beard.
Yeah. I wonder
Power
what kind
of
of
the
oils
beard.
he's using to keep it, you know, what's his technique to
Yeah.
trim it up too? Got a lot of questions for that beard.
Bobby's another one that's known for his log press. He's done, I think, a 480 log press before.
Dang.
So
did they
What was your
do-
log press?
my log press?
Yeah.
My best ever was 450. I doubled 430 was my best for heavy reps.
I think our
you're on
log
a
press
classic.
combined would not get
Yeah,
to your 450. Yeah.
A lot of strongmen have nicknames, yourself included, but his is the American Nightmare, I
American
believe. Do you have
Nightmare,
any ideas where that came from? Sounds warm and friendly.
It sounds nice, huh?
So there is other events where you just do like a 1 rep log.
Sometimes do a max log.
Yeah, max.
Whether it's maybe 3 attempts or last man standing where it just keeps going up. I guess kind of do deadlift too.
Got it.
Yeah. That's the thing about strongman. There's so many different variations you can do with stuff. You know,
Yeah.
you can see press where it's like medley, where there's a log, an axle, a block. It can be different things. A dumbbell. Then you'll see individual where it's just a log for reps, or axle for reps, or dumbbell for reps.
Mars, if you guys have started to cover more and more strongmen and gotten to be known in the community, do you have a strongman nickname?
Yeah, what is it?
Yeah, what is it?
Tell me
Well,
what we gave you.
if I had to go with one, I'd have to go with Big Tiny.
Perfect. Perfect. And what about Heaves?
I don't know that I've got a nickname for that.
You don't got a nickname yet?
Yeah, we gotta develop it. I think
Mars could think one up for you.
Hey,
Yeah, what's my strongman nickname?
Little Hercules.
Fantastic. I think,
Big Tiny and Little Hercules.
I think you crushed it.
there you go.
Stay away from my Achilles.
Bobby on 5.
With plenty of time
Yeah,
left.
lots of time left.
Yeah, you're right. It's fascinating how much they're strict pressing it.
Yeah.
Tiny little dip. Oh,
Jeez.
And right now you just start the huffing and puffing, huh?
Now he's starting to catch up. He's trying to control his breathing. See if he can grind out another rep or two.
yeah, he
Nice.
can take a victory here if he takes his time. Oh. The American Nightmare.
A lot of ties, the old 8 rep.
Well, I was just going to say, what's going to be huge for these guys is to try to get out by themselves and not have a tie. Because you have a tie, you're sharing points. And then there's already a pretty tight point battle with all these guys. So it's hard to get away from anyone when you have an event like this where you're going to share points and can't gain anything. So this is going to make everything just even tighter.
We've got a special treat, I just heard. China Cho is down there with the other Buttery Bro, Julian Marquez. Let's
Oh,
check in with
man.
him right
Check in
now.
with
This should be amazing.
It's a treat.
All right, Julian and I are in it right now. We are in the crowd. We are feeling the energy. What are you seeing out here, Julian?
I mean, the energy is real. Like, the hype is tangible. I'm actually jealous of you guys at home. You guys have a better view than we do. You can tell by these Vista fans, there's not much we can see, but we do have a viewing here, which you guys see at home. But these guys are putting this 360 to the test.
Okay, so if you had to pick a strongman that had the best outfit out here, kind of maybe comparable to you, who do you think that you could give you a run for your money?
Ooh. Okay, he's not actually competing here, but he's a fan favorite, Rob Kearney. You guys all know Rob Kearney. That's my boy. He probably has the best style, hands down. But next to him, let's go with Mitchell Hopper. You know, good old American. Yeah, Hooper. I'm
Canadian.
sorry, Mitchell Hooper. Yeah, he has great style. Great style.
He definitely does. All right, so the Buttery Bros and yourself travel a lot. You've been to a lot of events. What events are on the top of your list when it comes to, you know, spectating?
Oh, obviously, Rogue Invitational, without a doubt. Second to that, I gotta give love to Down Under. Torian Pro, hands down, one of my favorites. I would say a close second to that entire would probably be Wadapalooza. Miami, it's a staple. It's here stateside, and it's probably my favorite event here, outside of Rogue Invitationals, of course.
And the last one, the one that everyone has been waiting for, Heber and Mars. You probably know them better than anyone else. What is something that the viewers don't know about them that you know?
Ooh, that I could say on camera. I will say this, Marston, when he's stressed out, he gives himself his own manicure. He paints his toes as well. Yeah. So next time you guys see him, ask him to see his feet, see his toes. He paints his own toenails.
That's a talent if I ever heard one. I wish he could do that.
I'm pretty sure Heber wears his socks to bed. It's a little weird for me. You know?
Well, thank you for coming out here. We're going to watch the rest of this strongman stuff and enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, China, and good luck to Julian finding the sleeves for his shirt.
For the record.
I was going to say, don't worry, we're not going to ask you to show your feet. Yeah, this is, it's a family show.
I get them done occasionally, but I don't paint them myself. You know?
Yeah.
I'd leave that to a professional.
Also, I want to apologize on behalf of the Buttery Bros to Mitchell. We know how to say your last name, and we know you're from Canada. Oh, yeah. What should we know about Julian? Julian's recently found love, you know?
Yeah.
He's off the market.
Yeah.
for
You
him.
can't
That's
swipe
fantastic.
right and find him. Now, he won the Arnold 2 years ago, right?
He won the Rogue last year.
Rogue last year.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he
And
had a
then
big,
the Arnold,
big
yeah.
year last year then.
Yep. Big year.
10 seconds, just got to get it lapped, right?
Yeah, get it
5
lap.
seconds.
Get it lap. It's gassed.
So one of my favorite things that we've done with the Strongman is we hosted this event called the Buttery Games, and the first event was a 400-meter relay race. And so you had these giant strongmen running at full speed, and they had to hand off like a baton to the partner.
That's
and
incredible.
It was just like such an incredible sight to see. There was Martins, there was Thor, there was Rob Kearney, and they're all just sprinting down this straightaway. And Rob Kearney had the lead, and he was going into the final stretch, and Brooke Wells was just gaining on him, and it's just slowly, and then right at the finish line, she crossed and beat him. But it was like one of the most exciting things that we've shot on our show.
That's awesome. A wheelhouse event for them.
A wheelhouse
We
event.
followed it up with a ninja obstacle course. And so they're all super competitive. So Thor is like talking to the ninjas that we have on site, trying to figure out how best to win the obstacle course.
That's amazing.
It was phenomenal.
Yeah, I just want to like create a whole show where you put strongmen in non-strongman conditions.
That would be fantastic. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, good mixture to the training there.
Yeah.
Now we got
Mateusz, he's been on a tear.
Yeah, 2-event win coming into this. A very good log presser.
He just hit that salt.
He's capable of one motioning the first 3 or 4 of these if he wants to.
Wow.
Who are you picking? Who's going to win this?
This would be one of my favorites right here.
This guy?
Him, Stoltman, Hooper, they'll be close.
I mean, because right now on the leaderboard, there's a 3-way tie for second.
Yep.
Singleton, Stoltman, Kalishkovsky, all tied for second with 20 points.
Real interesting what Mateusz puts up here.
And like Mitchell said at the beginning, he knows they're just 4 little points behind him.
Yep, he knows they're coming. Just if they got enough events left to catch him, you know.
Yeah, we've only got one more after this. You better make some money right now.
He's got to happen now. And he's made it happen the last 2 events. He's been trying to make up the ground he lost on deadlift.
How do you pronounce his name?
Mateusz Kielakowski.
Kielakowski.
He just looks like somebody that the NFL would be looking to recruit.
Oh, yeah. Middle linebacker. There it is.
It's interesting the little nuances and different techniques you see.
Yeah, those little different approaches.
Feels like he's a little bit more tempered. In
I
his
was going to
approach.
say, it seems like he's just going to try to keep to his cadence and just maybe work the whole 90.
Actually, sometimes he will just one motion, but it takes a lot out of you to one motion. So if you're really trying to get those maximum reps, he's going to have to keep his heart rate under control, and always got some gas there at the end to hopefully maybe push that 8.
Just about halfway through here, approaching 45 seconds. He's going to get caught in that tie for 8, maybe. He's
gotta
almost,
get
he's
moved.
almost got to pick it up a little bit.
He's
pick
got
up
to
the
run out of
pace.
time. He's got to faster
Yeah.
than that.
Looked like he was tempered, but he's
Gotta
just falling
move.
off that one
30
every 10
seconds.
He's going to run out of time.
Oh,
Got to move.
Here we go.
Go.
Last 15.
Is he going to try to lap it or?
there you go. Yeah.
Yep.
Come on, you got to go.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Oh,
man,
man.
just missed the 8. And that's quite off because Dr. Bill, who we've had on basically every broadcast, he thought Mateusz might get as high as 15 is what Bill said.
Yeah, I don't think 15 is doable, but I really thought he would push 9. But he just had, and maybe he knows how he's feeling today. You know, he knew what number he was going to be able to go after and just pace that number because he needed to allow himself more time there at the end, so he needed a little faster pace on those first few.
These next few gentlemen that are about to go is a big deal to see Stoltman and
Yeah,
Singleton.
Stoltman.
Yeah, Tom's going to be interested in what he does here because he's got a big chance to close that gap on Hooper if he can get 9 and really make Hooper have to work. Because if Hooper or Evan want any chance of catching, Tom or Evan want any chance of catching Hooper, they've got to get out by themselves and not share points and hope Hooper shares points with someone.
He remarks, you guys have been walking around watching all these events, specifically for the Strongman. Has there been something up to this point that has been a favorite for you or a wow moment? Or?
I mean, I just like the big structures that they build for these
yeah.
things.
Yeah, it's
you
a
know,
whole
like that big
spectacle.
deadlift thing, and then even like the
900
Roller
pounds.
coaster is like roller
Yeah,
coaster, yeah.
900 pounds for reps.
That's
For
insane.
rep.
For reps.
First of all, that sentence alone,
Right.
and then the infrastructure they build, like it's not just a barbell they're lifting,
Yeah.
it's a whole house.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the bowl thing yesterday was really cool. I don't know if that was,
Oh, the bull looked amazing.
right? Such a spectacle.
It's always cool to see Rogue make these new implements and put them to the test.
Yeah, they put so much time and money into all this
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
right?
like the Wheel of Pain, those
Wheel
are
of
really
Pain.
cool.
Yeah.
What would you like to see out of Tom here? Again, 3-way tie for second right now before the leaderboard shifts.
He's got to have 9. He's got to get out by himself.
That's what he needs. Is he the sort of athlete that is 9 a reasonable number, you think?
He's capable of that. He did very well log press last weekend. Actually beat Luke, his brother, which Luke's usually known for log press more than Tom.
Oh, wow, okay.
So his log press has come up a lot. But we're going to find out here real fast. That was easy.
He's got a long distance to put that.
He's tall,
A
yeah.
lot of ROM.
Like he's much taller than his brother.
Yeah. I think Tom's about 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah, he is moving.
Yep, got to keep that pace going.
When it comes to brothers, they kind of look like you and I, just
Yeah,
if we ate each other and then grew into a new human.
similar stature.
Easy press.
He's at 5 with 30 seconds in.
He's on mark to do it right now if he can keep up this pace.
6.
Oh yeah, he's got
He's
this.
moving.
One more to tie.
Oh, he's got 30 seconds to get 1. He's going to get 10.
He knows exactly what he needs to do, huh?
Here we go. Let's see it.
Yeah.
He knows it. He knows it.
Let's
Get the
go.
motivation behind him. Yep. Now he's.
Okay.
Now let's see another one. Take a second.
He's
You
got
got
the
time.
time.
You got plenty of time. He really wants to get a position here where Hooper's going to really have to work to catch him.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well
I
done.
love the
Awesome.
call off. Nope.
Yep. 10's enough from
Yeah.
Great effort.
Guy's having trouble standing up right now. Gonna get anyone doing it.
You go
Anyone
all
watching
out
this
in
experience that,
one like
yep.
that. I mean,
That's the shoulders.
I love it. Beat that, boys. That's what that said.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
360 pounds.
10 reps.
in 90 seconds. So impressive. And again, stepping up to the plate under pressure, one event remaining. He knows he needs to show up and perform, and it's exactly what he does.
Just did.
Nailed it.
How many calories a day do these guys eat? Any idea?
Normally, when I'm pushing heavy for a show, I'm at least 6,000 to 8,000.
8,000.
A day.
Wow.
A day. Just the heavy training volume, your body's starving for the food. So you gotta fuel it.
Yeah.
You got it.
And are most strongmen the same weight throughout the year, or do you guys kind of like ebb and flow with different times of the year?
Pretty much. I mean, you might fluctuate a little bit if you got a little bit of a break, but there's so many shows scattered out through the year. There's really not much of a break if you're doing all the big shows.
Oh, okay.
You know, because you figure they're going to come off of this. They're getting ready for the 1st of March for the Arnold. World's Strongest Man will be April or May. You know, then they'll have the Shaw Classic, Strongest Man on Earth in August. So you gotta always kind of
break.
You might get a few weeks after a show to kind of take a break. Then what's the events for the next one?
Yeah.
You know? And several years ago when the Arnold circuit was going, we didn't have hardly any time. We would do the Arnold the first weekend of March. 2 weeks later we go to Australia for the Arnold.
Jeez.
Less than a month later we go to Brazil.
Wow.
Another month later we'd go to South Africa. I mean, it was one after another.
We get a fan question here from Francis B. for both Jerry, king of the deadlifts, and the Buttery Bros. What numbers do they expect to see in the CrossFit deadlifts later on tonight?
I'm really excited to see what these guys are going to do on the max deadlift. I mean,
I mean,
have you guys seen a max deadlift in CrossFit?
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's like on the high end. I think it's like 600.
Yeah, I think we'd be lucky to see 600. Jeffrey Adler, I think, won the CrossFit total in 2020 with the deadlift.
Okay.
And I can't remember what he pulled. I wanna say
Chandler
540.
Smith has a listed 635.
Yeah.
635.
He would be my pick on that workout for sure.
So after I told you that he had the heaviest deadlift, he'd be your pick?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the intel.
You found his pick.
What about on the women's side?
Ooh, I want to say Tia has won the total in the
She's
past.
certainly strong. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about it.
What about Spiegel?
Danny
Oh, yeah,
Spiegel.
Speaks, a good pick.
Yeah.
Well, last year she was a powerhouse on the log, at the sandbag
Yeah.
shoulder at the games. She was
She'll
a
put on a
powerhouse.
show.
Yeah,
put on a
Spiegel's.
show.
I would
That's a
expect a
good
good
bet.
number out of her.
Yeah, she'll put on a show.
And even Horvath. Horvath has a pretty big
Yeah.
pull
Yeah.
too. So I don't know what numbers they're gonna hit though. I would guess 450 honestly.
Yeah.
Somewhere north of 4.
Yeah, the mid fours.
Does he have 8 or more in him?
He does. He's just got to pace himself right for it. He's a very strong presser.
At 5 right now.
I mean, he's on pace to do it if,
Yep.
if he keeps going.
Oh. Did you count that?
No, that's one thing you can't afford
costly.
to miss a
That's
rep
huge.
like that. You wasted energy for nothing.
Yeah, just as much energy as a good lift. I mean, that was overhead, just not quite stabilized and locked out.
Yeah.
Oh man.
As
Oh,
his feet
man.
have to come back together when you get that locked out overhead.
Oh, man.
He's gassed.
And this is one of those things, right? You never know till the event happens.
Yeah, and this was a change. These guys weren't training log for maximum reps coming into this. Originally they were supposed to do single fingers and then the 360 log for 3 reps. And they were going reps on the 400 axle, which was going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 reps maybe. So this is a big change at the last minute. So really impressive, the numbers that we've seen. Just shows
Absolutely.
how strong and in condition these guys are to still get those numbers last minute.
With Hooper coming
so
up
strong.
next here, is he the sort of athlete on this that can maintain his lead once this event comes to a close?
Well, we'll find out real quick here on how he does in log, but he's capable of pushing up in a number that he needs to, keep that lead. But if he has a stumble, this could be a
Right.
big opportunity for Tom Stoltman.
Right.
If he can get, Hooper to, caught up in a tie with some other guys, and then he can actually gain some ground on it, to catch him, Because Evan was one of the guys that was tied, so that's going to hurt him.
Right, exactly.
On points once we tally after this.
3 gentlemen walked into this tied for 2nd place.
So, but Hooper has a big advantage going last here. He knows where he needs to try to put himself. And I guarantee he's a smart, methodical athlete. he already knows where he at least has to be okay point-wise going that last event, you know.
Heber, have you ever chalked up your shirt like that?
All the time, yeah.
Excessive.
Burpees and double unders?
Yeah,
Excessive chalker.
Anytime I walk in the gym, I chalk up any implement I might look at.
There were too much chalk.
GHDs, ab mats.
And you know why he's doing it, because anytime you get a slip on that log,
Yeah.
it just makes it that much harder. You really got to muscle it more to clean it. And he knows when he's pushing reps, he doesn't want any hiccups in this thing. You know, every time he sits down, he wants that log to catch and go right in the rack so he can get a fast press.
Is tack allowed?
No tack. Not for this. Only for stones. Only for stones.
My experience with it is we tacked my arms for that 225 stone. I didn't get it. Thanks for bringing it back up. And I had no skin from here to here by the time we finished because I was hanging on to it for 45 seconds each rep.
Right.
Stones will tear you up.
The high pressure
I'm so excited to see
form
this.
right now.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
Yep.
I think my boy performs under pressure. Oh, man.
Oh, okay.
Hanging
Just
on
keeping
to
his
it,
hands
yep.
right in there.
Yep. Really, the best way to follow that thing down,
Oh, yeah.
not have to chase it.
Jeez.
Let's go, Hooper.
And he's well conditioned
Yeah, he's moving that.
to
Okay,
push up to that
five and
8,
under
10
30
reps.
seconds.
Okay,
He's
yeah,
got a
yeah.
minute to do 5 more
That was
now.
a heck of a pace.
Heck of a start. Taking time to reset.
Oh, man. Got it.
Oh, come on.
Let's get this.
Come on, Hooper.
Come on, Hoop.
Yeah. Okay, he's got 8.
That was a fight right there.
Yeah. And see what that
Just
that first
one more
press
and you get second.
did to him is his elbows dropped, his
15
wrists dropped just
seconds.
enough, and that log goes out in front of you. Those handles got to tilt and go back overhead.
All right, let's
Okay,
get
this
this.
is
Come
clutch
on.
here. This is last second
Move into
three-pointer.
second. Got to get this up.
This is going to be a huge
Let's
rep
see,
if he
now
gets
he's
it.
got the clock.
Let's go.
He was in lap.
Come
on, Hoop.
Like you said he was.
Yes!
Oh,
Got it.
clutch.
Oh, my
That
gosh.
was a
Clutch.
good rep.
Look at him all fired up, dude.
Wow.
Oh, that was a clutch move.
That put him at 9, right? Just broke
put
him
him
out
at
of that
9, yeah.
tangle at 8. There were so many athletes right at
Yep.
8 reps.
And, you know, much different rule than you would normally see at any other competition. Normally, once time's out, time's out. Only time you would get a give me is if you were already in the motion of pressing.
Oh, I see. Okay.
You were allowed to finish the press, but any other time, it doesn't matter if you're on lap or at your chest. If time runs out, time runs out. So it's smart on him to use it to his advantage.
Yeah, a little strict.
I think maybe some of the other athletes didn't really fully understand that they could do that. You know?
Jeez, that was cool.
Yeah, that was clutch.
And some good overall predictions on number of reps, anywhere from that 5 to 10
Yep.
range.
Wow.
I like that he set the number. He was like, 8's going to be a really good number, and then I'm just going to do one more than
One
that.
more.
Yeah.
Just up it.
Yeah.
I'm going to set the expectations for what I expect you guys to do.
Yeah.
We're going to be lined up for a battle going into this last event.
Yep. Well, the one thing that did is it didn't allow Tom to gain many points on him. He only gained a point on him.
Mm-hmm.
So still got a separation there.
Yeah, so it's still a pretty big separation.
But we don't know what that last event is.
They haven't announced it.
Mm-hmm.
No, we know what it is.
Oh, dude,
yeah, it's a sandbag load.
I was thinking
carrying load.
I was thinking one of the later CrossFit ones. Sorry, too many events rolling around in my head.
Only difference is it's changed a little bit.
We've got Kiki
Had
down there with the
incredible performances with the log, not only at this competition, but in past competitions as well. What has that done for your confidence?
Yeah, I mean, I knew that I was one of the best in the world at reps, and statically I needed to get it up, and I knew today that 10 reps would win, and I think 160 is very light for us, and I knew I have the conditioning and the power to get 10 reps, and that's what I did. I knew, other people would have dropped a few points, so I just concentrated on myself, got 10 reps, and I was happy with that. So.
This is obviously a heavy log, not the heaviest you've lifted, but for reps, there was that endurance element. What cues were you taking from your body to let you know, hey, I'm ready to rock and roll again?
I mean, let's just go all out for a minute and a half. That's all you're lifting for. So, the most I've ever done is 9 at 150, and that was a world record back a year or two ago. So just to do 10 at 160 is good. And, I've woken up a bit now. Unfortunately, we dropped one event, which I could have maybe caught the lead, but now I'm just trying to fight to see podium. But yeah, let's do this. So I'm happy now. So.
Thanks so much and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Cheers.
We're going to have an absolute blast leading into this final event. It's going to be fantastic. I appreciate everybody here for sure, but let's go through real quick. Marsden, you guys have been catching up with the Strongman community. What more can we expect from you guys?
I mean, anytime we can get out with these guys, like we've already talked to Luke and, both the brothers there, we want to get out to Scotland and do some cool strongman stuff with those guys for sure.
Bros versus bros.
Yeah.
All right, so more content coming out for sure. We'll keep our eyes peeled.
That'd be cool. There's so much history out there too. With
Yeah,
stone
absolutely.
lifting and stuff like that. That'd be really cool.
And Jerry, now with just one more event remaining, what are you seeing for these athletes?
I mean, it's going to be a battle really from that second to fifth spot because it's still fairly tight. Hooper would really have to stumble, I think, at this point because Tom he needs that extra event to really catch him. But the podium could change depending on how this event goes. But Hooper's still going to have to show up and put in a good time because, if he doesn't, they will catch him. But
it's going to be fantastic. We've got more Strongman coming up at the final event. We've got more CrossFit coming up. There's more Tailgate. There's more everything that you want here from the 2023 Rogue Invitational. Don't go far.